Hi, I'm Ryan Treit, games writer for Xbox.com, and I'm here with Frank O'Connor, lead writer for Halo 3, and we're here to talk about the Legendary Map Pack.
How's it going?
Good, and I think the big news is that you're bringing back two classic maps, one from Halo 1 and one from Halo 2. Could you talk a little bit about how you brought those over into Halo 3 and what kind of changes you needed to make in order to make it fit?
That's a good question. The fact is that Lockout was a big fan favorite and had kind of reached a zenith of perfection in a lot of people's eyes. So when we brought that over, we were very, very careful not to change very much at all. It's almost precisely the same size. It is precisely the same layout. There's some very minor differences in a couple of the jumps. Obviously a big graphic overhaul,
right.
But for Blackout, as it's now called, we had to be very, very careful to change as little as possible. We certainly fixed a few problems with the original map, but other than that, we left it unmolested. Avalanche, on the other hand, is a remake of Sidewinder from the original Halo, and it's a pretty drastic overhaul because, frankly speaking, there were a lot of things wrong with the original Sidewinder. It was definitely a fun map, but it had some pretty significant flaws that we fixed and addressed. You can get across the map a lot quicker on foot now, thanks to various teleporters and man cannons. But it's also still a huge vehicle map, and we made a few tweaks to make it really fun for vehicles, including snow camouflage vehicle variants.
Excellent. Now for Ghost Town, which is the all brand new map, can you talk a little bit about what kind of experience you wanted to give to the players, maybe something they haven't seen in any of the Halo games yet, just how it differs from what they're currently experiencing?
Ghost Town is a really interesting map in that a lot of the attention's been focused on Sidewinder and Lockout remakes. Ghost Town's an original map, and I think it's going to be a pretty big hit. I think it's going to be a very good map for a very wide swathe of players. It's going to be good for medium-sized Team Slayer games, very, very good for that. It's going to work for objective types pretty well too. A lot of people took one look at the map and saw that there was a mongoose on it and said, it's too big. That's kind of a misleading object to put on that map. If you get in a mongoose, you're going to get killed pretty quickly because it's kind of a death trap.
Right.
It's a very narrow, confined map with a lot of fast routes across. And one of the interesting things we've done is, as we updated the Forge palette to allow players to customize the map, we put in a lot of items that are very specific to that map's look and feel that will let you change the layout and the flow of the map very quickly and easily.
Excellent. Now, speaking about the Forge, there's a bunch of new items for all the three legendary maps, right?
Yes.
Could you talk a little bit about what you changed in Forge, new stuff that we've never seen before that the players can expect?
Sure, we did some housekeeping. So we have a bunch of pretty regular crates and walls and objects like that place much better and look more appropriate to the level that they're in. We also added some really big ticket items that will make creating game types easy, such as ready-built bases, for example, on Avalanche. You can just drop them down and you have a flag capture base, that kind of thing.
Cool.
But more interestingly, we put in screen effects. We put in photographic filters, as it were. You just drop them in the map as an object and it completely changes the look of the graphics on the map. For example, we have one we called old-timey. It's really kind of a sepia tone
right.
effect. We have one called Pen and Ink, which creates almost a cel-shaded look. One called Nova, which is depth of field, and there are more. And not only can you use those in any Forge variant, but you can also combine them to make other sort of multiple of the original effect.
That's awesome. Now, for the people who are currently playing, when the map pack comes out on the 15th, in or around that time, are you going to do a playlist update? And can you give us maybe a little tease about what we can expect?
We do have a playlist update coming soon. I don't have the exact date to hand, and they are subject to change, but we're definitely going to be introducing Team Swap, for example, as a pretty permanent playlist.
Okay.
There's a bunch of other changes going on that will be preparing us for the Legendary rollout. You will be able to see the Legendary maps in normal matchmaking, if everyone in matchmaking has them. That's the usual caveat. And of course, the Heroic map pack is free to download now, so everyone should stop what they're doing right now, go download it, and that's going to make matchmaking much more varied. The more people have those maps, the more variety there's going to be. The same thing applies to Legendary, of course.
Excellent. Well, thanks very much for your time.
You're welcome.